I caught a body. Oh, I caught a body when I was only 14. Nah, I didn't kill him. He was hanging from a tree, eyes glazed over, gazing down at me, chain around his throat. Clearly, he's deceased. Best friends 3 all stand by me. We thought it was a prank. It was nearly Halloween. He'd jump up and we'd run, frightened but laughing. As time crept forth, we realized that wasn't happening. They say my generation has a disconnect from violence and death because we're so used to seeing it on a screen. I'm inclined to disagree. A hanging body is the most horrific shit I've seen, and I sat through the human centipede. All 3. I know the difference between escape and reality. A hanging body isn't something he meant for us to see. He was just escaping his reality. He wasn't thinking of the aftermath of his actions, and he shouldn't have been. It's just left me asking, how did something so tragic happen? Travis, that was your name. Saw it there on that page in the memorial space that they made in the place that we found you. I saw all the love that once did surround you, all the portraits and poems posted by those that couldn't fill the holes of your leaving. I witnessed the death and the grieving. I was too young to comprehend or make sense of it then. I probably still am. Back then, it was just a cool story to tell, but one few believed, not even police, until we took them to the scene. I mean, it was nearly Halloween. But now that I'm older and have perspective, fought my own battle with introspection, and asked my own existential questions, I must admit, I'm just a little bit perplexed. What series of events led to your death? I'm not so naive to believe that your actions were selfish. I get you were depressed, but were you really so helpless? Did you feel there was no one you could ask to help with all the bullshit that you must have dealt with? Were you all on your own, feeling alone, unable to cope with the voices in your head? Was it regret? Was it something that someone you love said? Or maybe something they didn't say? Was it heartbreak or just a bad day? If that morning had someone said that they loved you, would you have made it through? If someone called you up and said they were proud of you, would you have forsaken the noose? I wish you were someone I knew. Did you suffer abuse? Did your heart break in 2? Existential blues, no way out in your view, fall behind in your dues? Or were you just a pissed off recluse? Who's to say I didn't know you? I just want to know what happened. The weight of your loss has been massive. The pain your family must feel, I cannot imagine. I wish I had met you, knew what you've been through. What pushed you to the edge, jumping off of a ledge? Had you thinking death was the only end to your issue? I can posit a theory, but I'll never know clearly. The only time you were near me, you were in no state to answer questions. Was there anything that could have prevented the method you chose for ending your stresses? If your depression had lessened, if you'd regressed from the tension, if you'd been shown affection and made more connections, would you have forgot your dilemmas and thought of successes? Would you still be counting seconds? Or was there no other way out? Maybe you exhausted your options. Maybe you reached out but still felt forgotten. Maybe you felt you had no one to talk with. Was your life a series of lost causes? I don't mean to come off obsessed. I hate to focus on death, and I mean no disrespect to the life that you live. You were more than the last thing that you did, but that's the only part of your life with which I can connect. And that's because of a choice that you made. And I just want to know if there was a way that you could have been saved. Because if there was a way that I could have gave you help, maybe I could save myself. Because I don't know what made you take your life and why you couldn't make it right. But all this shit I've been thinking is shit I think each night. And I don't know if I have the strength to fight. So now I've got to ask myself, am I stronger than you? Or am I next in line to be hanging from a noose? I don't want to take actions that could be seen as drastic. And I don't want to cause sadness or add to the madness. I don't want to be Travis.